hindi nahihiwalay, hindi nadidecouple yung kaalaman sa, 'di ba, sa gimmick, sa pop culture.
Para ready po for international exposure na malaki po kasi ang demand for visual effects eh.
He asked me if, are you serious about filmmaking? Would you like to be an intern for Direct Brillante Mendoza? I said yes right away.
Lagi namin sinasabi na parang ang film school ay starting point, but the real deal is the outside world.
Kunyari, ang galing-galing dito, tapos natalo sa labas. That's a good lesson din. Kasi medyo nabe-break yung ano mo. Ano tawag dito? Yung nababasag yung paniniwala mo, ang galing-galing mo na.
Alright, a pleasant morning to everybody. Hello po. Good day. Good morning po. I see some of you are very well acquainted naman here.
Yes.
I'm very happy to see everybody's freed up their schedules here, and I'm feeling very nervous as ito yung pinaka masasabi nating threatening na thesis panel I've ever been in.
Why would you say that?
I'm so happy to have all of you here, and I'm sure everybody at home is as well. Because every great filmmaker starts somewhere. For some, it's in film school, and for others, it's out in the real world. But what does it mean to study film today? Hi, I'm Joaquin Olalia, and this episode will explore how education, experience, and creativity come together in the making of a filmmaker. And joining us in this conversation are some of today's key voices in film education and practice. Chair Cristina Ustaris, Chair Ken Levis, Dr. David Corpus, Associate Professor Yason Banal, and Director Gino Santos. Now, we'll dive into it straight with a show of hands. I want to just get a feel for the room here. Who here believes that going to film school is a good idea? Raise hands. And that's the end of our episode. Tune in for next week, as we've already answered the question there, but there's a lot more nuance to it. So I kind of want to start by having some real stories. Wag po muna tayo sumagot ng survey dito. I kind of want to start with Sir Gino over here because it seems to me that you're the least removed from your film school experience. What was it like to go through film school at the time? Like, do you have some memories of your experience of how it felt to be a film student?
Wow, medyo matagal na. I graduated 2012. So I've been working in the industry for 13 years. But a lot of people don't know na laki din akong workshop. So, nung high school ako, for 2 years, I did a summer workshop before going and picking my college, which is digital filmmaking and CSP.
Right.
So, for me, it started out as a parang laro-laro lang with friends, and eventually I learned to love it. And then that's why I picked that as my course for college. And during my college years, I was able to find people who had the same interests. Watching movies, weird movies, experimenting with camera angles, talking about all these geeky stuff, no?
Right.
So, nahanap ko yung parang circle ko at yung parang barkada. And some of them now, I still work with them until now. So, it was a really good experience.
Right. No regrets there, no?
No regrets.
Absolutely. Now, I kind of want to get to Sir Yason here over here because you were in film school when it was still literally film. Parang compare. I want to hear. I want to kind of hear a compare and contrast po dito sa experience.
In the 1930s.
In the 1930s, in the black and white era. What was your experience like? And does it sound quite similar po to Sir Gino?
Ako kasi nag-aral rin ako ng film school, ng film sa UP, and then nag-aral rin ako ng mga ibang courses sa fine arts, literature. Pero I think like with any school, di ba, we respond to the times also. So, I agree yung sense of community mahalaga talaga dun sa film school. And yung faculty syempre nag-evolve, and I think at least speaking for UP Film Institute, mahalaga yung practitioners at may balance ng theory and practice, and may social awareness. I think that's really important. So pagpunta sa UP nila, at tulad rin ako, mas pangkalahatan yung yung kaalaman, hindi lang sa loob ng classroom, yung mga nangyayari sa kapaligiran.
Yeah, ang lalim po ng experience niyo, but was it absent of fun? Was there
A lot of fun, a lot of fun. I think yung sense of fun, yun again, yung sa spirit ng UP, and I think kahit sa iba, yung youth culture naman always kasama, di ba, yung student culture and youth spirit. And cinema has always, or the arts in general, has always been tied to that youthful spirit. So yung hindi nahihiwalay, hindi nadidecouple yung kaalaman sa, di ba, sa gimmick, sa pop culture, at sa pagbabasa ng dyaryo, at pag-enjoy at pagiging critical rin sa mga nangyayari. Kaya ang ganda nung samahan. Kaya yung pag-work, yung gaya yung sinabi ni Gino, ay nag-uusbong rin doon sa komunidad. Kaya yung notion ng job ay nagbo-blur rin doon sa sa kasiyahan at sa kwentuhan.
A fully holistic parang experience over there now. Now from there, I'm going to sort of signpost the representation we have over here. We have a very diverse panel over here, as we have a graduate from Benilde, we have a representative from iAcademy, is that correct? UPFI, FEU, and of course, Mapua, some of the biggest film institutions around. Now, as we've heard some personal insight from Sina Sir Yason and Sir Gino, I want to hear from some of the heads of these departments as to how film education looks like today sa inyong institution. What are some of your focuses? How is it conducted? So let's start po with Kay Sir David.
Okay, so with Mapua, it's a new film school, no? It was introduced in 2013 pa, but as you've known, Mapua is an engineering school, no? It's an engineering university. But when it started in offering the arts, no, mga 2007, nasa pa ako noon, no? Nasa UP pa ako noon, no? As a UP graduate, no? Alam namin, nagkaroon ng multimedia arts program muna sa Mapua, and then nakita yung husay ng mga estudyante sa filmmaking, and then nagkaroon ng bagong program, which is yung digital cinema pa noon, 2013. And then after ilang taon na ba to? 12 years na, no, yung program. And in that short period of time ay nakabuo tayo ng mga mahuhusay naman ng mga filmmakers, no, from Mapua. But then kung titingnan natin yung mga nangyayari ngayon, di ba? So, daming pagbabago, no? Pwede ka palang mag-shoot ng pelikula ng mag-isa, no? Well, it happened during the pandemic. Yeah, no? And then yung mga practice na yun ay nagamit pa rin hanggang ngayon. Hindi lang sa pagiging mag-isa, no? But basically, you can do it remotely, you can do it online. So basically, hybrid. No, hybrid. At may mga parte dito na nagagamit hanggang ngayon, no. Some of the lecture courses can be done online, syempre ang na-miss nung pandemic, bumalik talaga yung collaboration, and that yun ang dapat nating ina-emphasize ngayon sa mga estudyante, na tuloy-tuloy ang collaboration, dahil sa pagpipelikula hindi pa rin. Kahit nga yung mga vlogs, di ba? Basically, team pa rin yan eh. Kala ninyo, isang tao lang yan. Pero we still need a team for that. So, nandun pa din, no? May mix pa rin ng theory. Sa Mapua, no? It's still a research university. So, nandun pa rin ang mix ng research, ng teorya, at ng practice. So, yun, no? Yun sa Mapua.
In that development of things getting a little more isolated post-pandemic na parang naging challenge po ba yun? Because sabi niyo nga po, the film production pipeline is so collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
So does that development of things being so solo shoot and hybrid and sometimes literally over Zoom ang direction, has that affected the process?
Syempre, naka-apekto siya sa simula. Pero siguro dahil nga ang mga estudyante dahil na-instruct naman sa mga estudyante na collaborative ito, minsan nga may mga makakat naman dito. Yung iba doon nagsushoot during lumalabas pa din kahit na hindi namin kontrolado.
Yeah.
No? Pero ibig sabihin, dahil kagustuhan nilang magpelikula, gagawa sila ng paraan para magkita-kita. And yun na nga, 'di ba? Pero in the end, pagbalik ng face to face, so basically all of them went all in sa collaboration, sa meeting together and then shooting film together. So ngayon, balik ulit ang importansya ng film education as also a collaborative effort. Community, pagbuo ng community.
And nothing fails the filmic spirit, pandemic man lang, no?
Oo, pandemic.
Yeah. Your fellow UP alumni over here, since Christina.
Yes.
How is it like over at FEU?
So our program is really mass communication in the beginning for several decades until it became BA in communication. So it's a generalist program until the time around 2018 when there were 2 tracks in the program, in which one is digital cinema and the other is convergent media. So everything, when we say digital cinema, of course, it has everything to do with film and production. And then convergent media is, well, all other media. So now, that's further specialized into 3 tracks, still having a digital filmmaking specialization. In FEU, I would say, so we would definitely, it's lecture classes.
Yeah.
We have theory, and then may production din. Pero sa lahat ng yon ay hindi naman agad prod agad. Talagang tinuturo namin sa mga estudyante na kailangan may alam din kayo sa theory.
Of course.
At tinuturo rin and it's not just all method, it's relating film to history, relating film to our cultural context. Maraming ganon. Hindi yung agad, shoot na agad. Hindi ganon. Maraming kailangan munang foundation na pag-aralan, film language, hindi man agad abutan ka ng camera o boom, tapos sulat ka na. There's a lot
It's
of
the foundation of college,
yes.
na giving you the skills
Yes,
before
yes.
letting you out into the world.
Yeah.
Yes, the same way.
I agree.
Iba na rin.
Kasi kahit ako po noon nung pumasok po ako, like, pag film, ay, shoot agad, camera agad. So, buryong-buryo po ako nung college ako na, ay, ano ba itong pinag-aaral namin? Pinagbababasa namin. Aanin ko si Lino Broca. Ganun po ako dati, I'll be honest with you. Gusto ko, bira agad, camera agad. Kasi yun naman po in-enroll ko. So, I agree po with you, ma'am, na dapat nga po, theory, nung medyo tumanda na ako, na-realize ko na, kailangan ko nga. Kailangan po may pundasyon.
And on the subject nga po of new developments, iAcademy tends to be on the forefront of convergent and evolutions of medium. So I kind of want to hear po kay Sir Ken, how is it over in your institution? How is film education being done? Ano pong yung mga ibang innovations na iniisip nito?
So, in iAcademy, so bago-bago lang din, kagaya din po kila Mapua, kila Sir David. Nag-start po kami 2018. So, pioneer po kasi sa amin is animation, then nagkaroon ng MMA. Then, of course, because of the increasing amount of storytellers and gusto mag-film school, nag-offer din po kami noong 2018. So, bago-bago lang po. But, during the development of the film program for iAcademy, they want something additional. So, para sa akin na lang to, parang ito yung pagkakaintindi ko. Sa iAcademy, ano kami? TTT. So, theory, technology, and of course, trends. TTT. Okay, sana po hindi ma-sense. Buti tatlo. Yun po, dinagdagan nila ng isang T. Yung ano namin. So, ayun po, theories, of course, kailangan po natin yan. That's our foundation. Technology, ang ginawa po nila is dinagdagan po namin at iAcademy ng Film and Visual Effects Program, wherein the students are also in film industry and of course in the animation and visual effects industry. Kasi po, ayun, para ready po for international exposure na malaki po kasi ang demand for visual effects eh. And of course, trend. Kaya po trend, yung pangatlong T is because we want something innovative. We want something na that could keep up in the fast pace po na industry po natin. Kasi naaalala ko po noon, 2020, halos binabash ako pag nagtitiktok ako. Samantalang ngayon, halos lahat ng kaibigan ko nagtitiktok na ngayon. Opo, and nagpapakita rin ng mga film sa ano. So, yun po yung ano, sir. So, trend. Kasi medyo ang dami pong pagbabago, sir eh. So, ganun po sa iAcademy.
Pagbabago is the word of the day over there, no? I'm kind of thinking of it in contrast to the UPFI that we've sort of seen as a pillar of film education. You recently took the directorship position the last couple years, Sir Yason. So, what kind of evolution or improvements, or rather, kahit changes man that you've either observed or you have tried to implement it since you took the directorship?
Yeah, yung UPFI, yun nga, no, na personal note, it's good to see alumni also. I think yung part nung na natutunan rin natin, di ba, sa generations like Gen Z, Gen Y, na yung notions of inclusivity, ang yung halaga. So, yun yung part na nag-evolve at nasa tradition na naman ng UP. Pero mas marami tumitingin, di ba, yung mga estudyante mula sa iba-ibang lugar. Napakahalaga nun, from regional cinema or filmmakers to writers. Then second is also the introduction of so many electives. Very important sa akin personally. And I think that's so important for an institution not to be beholden to the same people.
Yeah,
So it's good to be
nakapag-specialize
dynamic. Yeah. Meron kaming programming last I taught moving images in crucial times, merong queer cinema, merong gender, merong seminars. So yun. Tapos I think yun yung conduit siya sa mga iba-ibang activities. So may mga organizations, student organizations. Inopen namin yung UP Film Institute to so many organizations. So from farmers to Viva to artists to scholars to citizens who didn't go to film school. So, yun, inclusivity, creativity, at yung imagination. And then, so pagpasok ng technology, it's not to be, at particular kasi sa Philippines, di ba? Dami na intimidate sa film kasi kailangan may resources na malaki. I think yun yung maganda ma-inculcate at nagagawa na yung technology ay in the service of the student's narrative and the concept at hindi ma-intimidate kumbaga dun sa nagiging standard ng technology. Technology is there, it's very important, but as the reality of the Philippines, ang daming mga panalong pelikula, yung mga lumalabas na ngayon sa cinema, Flaya, cinema, di ba? So, ang daming ways. I think yun. I think yun yung magandang litmus test ng paaralan. It's not a test mo kung ano yung iba-iba, no? Na iba-ibang konsepto, iba-ibang approaches.
There are a lot of short films that enter Cinemalaya and different competitions. I was part of yung mga kalaban ko, mga taga-UP din during that time. Tapos, yung mga projects namin, usually ginagawa sa class. So, it's also a great way for you to experiment, find your voice, your language. Tapos, it gives you confidence as well, na parang makakapasok ka. And also, ilang beses na ako na-decline sa mga competitions. So, it also gives you that, maybe it's not for you. So, that's also a good thing that parang it teaches you na parang, rejection is also part of, living in this industry.
Yeah, we're going to talk on the soft skills of some of the things that you'll have to learn once you're outside the classroom. But while I have you po, Sir Gino, we're talking about so many good things about how built up film school is, kung gaano ka robust yung mga programs nyo. But let's kind of look on the other side here kasi we are trying to sell it and we want to look at the drawbacks. What are some things na film school cannot offer? As somebody who's been working professionally, what are some things you were not taught that you had to learn on the fly?
Well, ako naman kasi, I've met so many encouraging professors who would invite me to go to shoots. Some of them are practitioners as well. Tapos, nalala ko yung professor ko, Sir Rene Dorian, and then he asked me, are you serious about filmmaking? Would you like to be an intern for Direct Brillante Mendoza? I said yes right away. And from there, I actually took a leave from school kasi nga it was out of town. And with that 2 months, grabe, it changed my life. I saw how I was an intern. So ako yung tagabigay ng mga kape, pagkain sa mga artista, sina Sid Lucero Panood. And then I remember na I was just having fun. I was enjoying, but at the same time it's actual work.
Yes.
And I saw each department how they worked, from the art department, camera department. Ganito pala yung galawan. Tapos nasisigawan kami, napapagalitan kami. And kami pasok dito, labas dyan, work pa rin. And then when I went back to class, you know, I had this ibang parang view of film. And from there, napatong ko siya with the lectures. And then, nata-translate ko siya at nagagawa ko siya sa mga ibang projects ko. So, may ganung learnings rin. It depends on how much you're willing to go outside to fulfill your dreams of becoming a filmmaker or how much you want it.
Yeah, the classroom by design is 4 walls that are meant to restrict, to isolate, to insulate. Do some of our heads over here from the institutions, how do you guys cultivate the things that you can't get inside of the classroom? I know there's OJT, I know there's the thesis and all of that, but what are some direct sort of initiatives you do to try to encourage your students to get out of the classroom na hindi cutting, sana, and learn, no? Who would like to start off here?
Sige, ako na lang.
Sige po.
Lagi namin sinasabi na parang, ang film school ay starting point, but the real deal is the outside world. So, kahit na nasa loob sila ng eskwelahan, we're actually encouraging them to join shoots then, no? And especially that some of our faculty members are also practitioners. So, sali kayo din sa mga shoot ng mga ito, no? And then, joining film festivals is also one. Kasi nga, aside from putting your work out there, makakakilala din kayo ng mga other students. Basically, it's already a networking opportunity.
Yes.
You know? Ano pa ba? Aside from the OJTs and internships, bigay ko na kay Ma'am Chrissy.
Well, relatively the same. The internships, of course, are always valuable, pero maikli pa rin, di ba? But at least there is that exposure because we encourage them to. It's not strictly in companies, pwede ring mentorships with filmmakers. That is allowable sa amin. And then, since we do also have practitioners, our practitioners have their connections and they bring it. Well, sila rin nagdadala ng friends sa schools, friends to do workshops, friends to do talks, and also joining film festivals. Yes, that's a way for them to see na yung pwedeng ma-validate. Parang it's not just your teachers. Kunyari, ang galing-galing dito, tapos natalo sa labas. That's a good lesson din. Kasi medyo nabe-break yung tawag dito, yung nababasag yung paniniwala mong galing-galing mo na. That's really
Hindi porket
good.
A or U.
Oo, hindi porket A. Kasi, pag nakita ng mas malawak na audience, makikita yung iba-ibang reception. And then, somewhat it's also validated. Kasi nga, yun nga, syempre, mga hindi naman taga-FAU yung judge, tsaka mga talagang mga experts din. So that's a good way for them to somehow be immersed or learn what's out there.
Mag-a-add din ako dyan.
Yeah,
no?
diba?
Hindi lang yung not even the best work, sabi ko sa mga estudyanteng hindi masyadong nakakakuha ng magandang grade, for example. And also let them join. Malay mo, sabi ko, baka kami lang to. Baka yung ibang baka kami lang to. Kasi basically one of our students, parang not really, she didn't have a good reaction from the teachers. Paglabas, siya pa yung nanalo sa gawad, alternatibo.
Yes.
Minsan yung sa institutionalization kasi minsan meron na ring set of aesthetics na okay naman.
Yes.
Kaya pag kinocontextualize sa iba, okay rin.
Yeah, that seems like a systemic, not necessarily a problem, pero a characteristic of it. We have this arts-based curriculum that we are putting numbers, quantitative-based grading. I want to hear from these two po. Like, how do you balance that? Giving a number grade and still ensuring na it's a subjective thing. Art is subjective and everything has its value. Pero 4 ka pa rin. Like how do we feel about that? What are some considerations you have for that?
I think yung UP Film Institute kasi practitioners like artist Sari Dalena, filmmaker, Roland Tolentino, diba, Doc Nick Johnson, iba-iba.
Yeah.
Ako, I work in the practice as well. Pero ako sinasabi ko at least sa akin ay yung konteksto ng school ay particular. Ang festival ay isang konteksto, ang isang gallery or museum show ay isang konteksto, pag community screening ay isang konteksto. So doon, sa akin yung plurality is always productive in the sense that the work meron namang afterlife dun sa mga buhay niyo. Tapos sa Film Institute yun, mahalaga rin na meron kaming film center. This is the only place in the Philippines apart from CCP that really it's not censored. So that in itself is an educational for all. it's education for all. Kaya hindi ka nag-aral ka or hindi. So, yun yung paghahalubilo, bukod pa dun sa mga ibang konteksto, yun yung nabibigay. Meron ka mamimit na taga UP Village, meron galing Cavite para manood ng Broca film or ng isang Japanese film. So, yun yung, kumbaga yung expanded notion ng education na inclusive.
For everyone.
Yeah, for everyone. At dun yung nabubuhay sa tingin, yung activities at yung mga conversations.
I would agree dun sa sinabi ni Sir na how Film Center is a free space kasi doon tayo nakanood ng Kinatay when it was back in 2009.
2009.
Back in
Pinaglaban
2009.
namin.
And doon lang nag-screen when it was banned from, hindi talaga siya pinayagan, pero go to UP, you'll be able to watch it there, and the stars are, the cast is also there. At to add dun sa banggit ni Sir na talagang yung mga electives ay kakaiba, lalabas na to sa mundo. Lagi naman natin.
Uno kami sa film pornography.
Oh, yes. We had an elective pornography. Hindi naman gumawa. Pero inintindi ang aesthetics. What is behind that? What could be
Categorized
para
pornography.
well,
Or art.
we had to watch it. Nakikota na ako for a lifetime.
I kind of yeah, sure po.
Ang sa akin naman po, since din po, nandun po tayo sa art school na I'll be honest with you po. Sorry po sa mga allergic po kasi ako sa exam.
Ooh.
So, ayun po. Kasi syempre, ever since elementary, grade school, high school, a lot of exam. Tapos, kaya nga ako nag-art school kasi mahina ako sa math. Mahina ako sa teorya. So, nung naging professor po ako, sabi ko, hindi ako magpapa-exam sa mga estudyante ko kasi I hate that. So, buti naman po, ang mga sa akin naman is puro mga technical film subjects, cinematography, directing. So, with that, nung naging head din po ako ng program namin, usually, I encourage my professors na bihira yung exam. Kasi these students, lalo na yung mga generation ngayon, Gen Z and may Gen Alpha na nga po yata na college or senior high, they really hate exams and memorizations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kahit ako nung college, sabi ko, hindi ko naman magagamit itong color theory na to na memorize ko pag nagsushoot na ako.
Diretso color grading na lang.
Yes, color grading na lang. Galaw-galaw na lang ako sa DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah.
So parang ganun din. Parang sa akin lang naman po yun. I don't know kung paano po sa inyo. So, I encourage lesser exam. More on project-based po yung namin, yung mga finals po namin. Sample shoot, sample production design. Kasi feel ko po, parang yun po yung introduction namin in going there. So parang, ayun po, wala naman po akong against sa exam kasi memorization. But I believe po kasi, since filmmaker din po ako and an educator, na mas naho-hone po ako and I think our student by doing.
Yes.
Opo, tama naman po na may foundation, pero akin lang naman po ito, mas nag-i-enjoy ako pag may ginagawa. Imbis na nagme-memorize.
It's a practical profession, so of course, skills-based output is very good now. Pero good luck na lang, pahirapan sa checking ng projects na.
No, it's funny because I hate math. I'm really bad at math. But ito to, when you go to film school kasi, you're expected to become a filmmaker. Diba? You're expected to become a director. But people don't know that going to
Maliit na
film school,
percentage lang.
may production design, may production management, may producing, and I have classmates who excel in all these things, and now they're producing films.
That's amazing. That's good.
So
diba?
parang,
Ang dami-
wow, I
ang
expect parang magiging filmmaker ako. Pero naging production manager ako. I'm good with money pala. So I'm good with these things. So, when you go to film school, you change. And you realize na, baka ito pala yung path ko. I mean, I'm still in the arts. I still want to be in film, the film making industry, but ibang path. So that's also great. So mga production designers ko from CSB also, yung mga lower batch ko. So that's pretty
Pwede ba
good.
ako magtanong dun sa point na yun? Kasi diba, ang mga film school, yung mapuwa is also the practice. Ang dalawang options mo to graduate is either you direct a film or you write a research. But dahil na-mention kanina na parang ang film school naman is not just for those who want to direct. Pero how do we react on that final requirement of directing a film?
Sa UP Film Institute, tama, yun yung naging tradition.
directing.
Ngayon meron,
Hindi rin mapuwa.
pero ngayon maraming nagsusulat. Ang dami archives. Ang daming possibilities, programming, curating. Kaya instead of, of filmmaking, which is great. Maganda tignan, film studies,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
filmmaking is part of. So, may archivist ngayon, FDCP ginagawa, di ba? Ang lawak, merong writing for reviews, di ba? So, filmmaking is the production of films, but there's other ways of producing work for the film community.
Yeah, it's not just the creative aspect. There's also the academic, the film studies aspect of it, and the business side, because it is an industry which involves economics and business and etc. While I have you, Sir Yason, in terms of UP being this
I don't know if I'm the
extreme-
right person.
I think you're the best person to ask this sort of thing for, because UP does have this, of course, free expression, free-spirited type of attribute. How do you guys ensure internally that your students don't have to suffer for their art, na hindi sila magiging bohemians lang na, you know, they'll do everything for creative expression, but they cannot survive in the industry, whether it's the commerce aspect or dahil napaka-abstract ng work nila, many different things that could pull someone down.
Interesting question.
Yeah, di ba?
Parang
Especially with how deep you are into the art world po eh. Yeah.
Sige.
Agree yun, no? Important, kung nga, from, di ba, yung practice and self-expression has to be always in conversation with other conditions. Di ba? Yung palalimin, pwedeng sabihin yung mga factors ng buhay. Di ba? Pelikula naman ay parte lang ng buhay. So that said, very valid yun, di ba? Paano ang survivability at paano yung expression at paano yung expression ite-temper sa, di ba, sa iba-ibang sitwasyon. So, sa UP, I think yun yung nabibigay rin. At I'm sure sa zeitgeist naman yan nakukuha rin natin sa mga, mga iba pang developments. Pero nakikita na yung industry, again, para sabi ko yung filmmaking, baka pwedeng i-expand yung notion of industry. At kung anong community ay merong connection dun sa industry kasi livelihood siya. So maraming modelo actually pwedeng tignan, from cooperatives to industries to startups, di ba? To have the mainstream studio. So it's not, for me at least, hindi yung hierarchy of one is better than the other, but I think lalo na yung role rin ng education is to provide the students with the options and not to be prescriptive and not into yung parang ito yung way. I think that's the whole joy of learning and being in that kind of environment.
We're having such an insightful conversation about film education, and there's so much more to unpack. Don't miss the second part of this episode, only here on Behind the Reel.
But our graduates are also capable to be hired abroad. It's because meron silang additional na visual effects eh.
So, nagiging open din yung film education to students na hindi para sa film school.
Democratizing, di ba?
Mas masusulit tuition nila.
Gusto ko maging filmmaker one day.
And a professor the next.
Yeah.
And again, again, filmmaking is also a never-ending learning process.
So, sa UPFI, sa FDCP, ang daming mga available. That's where you learn. What